All right, back on the Up and Adam show. We've got plenty of guests here. Kevin Durant joining the program. Very excited about that. But we have an all-time legend from the Seahawks. I wish we were celebrating a win with our friend Shaun Alexander. What is going on with your Hawks?
Oh my goodness. To go from 3-0 to 3-3 is like getting punched in the throat. It's wild. You want to know that the defense is solid, but then you're like, wait a minute. You got these great receivers, you got two really good running backs. I feel like we don't score enough early. Like I feel like it's never really like comfortable, and then you let the defense just kind of go after it after there. So, yeah, like it's been hard watching my crew for these last 3 weeks.
I was just saying, I would hate to be on a team that's either undefeated to start the season, like the 5-0 Vikings. I hate like the pressure of that. We'll talk to Cam Bynum, a game breaker. Just had an interception off of Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk to him a little bit later. But like, it's not like starting hot isn't a great. Is it a good thing? Like it's sort of a.
The best team that I was on, we had a couple teams go 3-0, and
Yeah.
we fought. We won that 10 win season, and you felt like 10 wins wasn't good enough because you won the first three. But the year we went to the Super Bowl, we were 2-2 and then won 11 straight. That's the way. Like when you're like there and you're like, hey, we figured out now we're just hot.
Yes.
Like you want to get that November, December to be on fire. And that's the best way.
I agree. Let's talk about DK, because there were a lot of cutaways of DK with Ryan Grubb looking sort of. I don't know what you thought. What did you think he looked like on the bench, and is it something we should be thinking about or concerned with?
No, I just think no one likes to lose. You know what I mean? And so there's times where you're calling plays, and you get different guys calling plays in different ways. Like that's the thing. I am now coaching my son's seventh grade football team.
Love it.
And even like little 12 and 13-year-old kids, they like to know that, hey, this calls this, and I'm throwing it to you right here. And I was thinking to my own self, like, that's funny. I've got to say that to them. But I remember saying, Coach, I want the ball here in this situation. And Mike Holmgren would be like, all right, Shaun, I'm gonna get it to you. We just want that. And so I feel like that's what's going on, is like DK just needs to know, like, this play is designed for you. We're bringing it to you. Let's go get it.
Now, Mike McDonald this week talked about getting back to the run, and this team wants to get back to winning. Like, yeah, to your point, like we weren't seeing these shots at DK when they were winning to start the season.
Right.
Like that's sort of all it is. So, and winning sort of helps everybody. But McDonald's talked a lot about these running backs. They are talented. Have you had a chance to sort of get in their heads, or have you ever talked to Charbonnet? What's your relationship with Kenneth Walker? What's that?
Yeah, I know Kenneth and Sharp well. I mean, like I text them. I didn't text them when we went 2-0, so I just stopped and it was like, oh, 3-0. Hey, they're in a groove. I'm not saying anything. And then you lose one, and you're like, I don't want to be that guy that makes them feel like we're panicking. Then you lose two, and you're like, oh, snap, I should have called after week one. Everybody, this is what happens when you're really about the team. You want to make sure that you're not causing the issue. And so now that they're on this 0-3 slide, now it is time for me to make that call and just be like, hey, we're okay. How's the conversation going with the coaches? How's it going with the O-line? Here's how you break some of these streaks and patterns. When I got to Seattle, we was terrible. We was bad. And there is this mentality of how do we stop this without feeling like you're in a panic? And I remember one of the most fun years is when we were in that terrible slide, and we went through and we won a bunch of games in November and December and got hot at the right time, made it to the playoffs. So there's definitely some things that need to happen, but it's not panic button yet.
Shaun, running the ball is so hot right now. We have Kevin Durant coming up, and he goes, I love that the passing is struggling. I love this resurgence to, obviously, like, defense running the ball. Who is running the ball in a way that you're like, dang, I love that? Who, maybe not on the Seahawks, who's impressing Shaun Alexander right now?
It's really funny because I feel like Tampa doesn't do it enough, but I love Rashad White.
Okay.
Like, I'm watching him play, and I'm like, dude, you're making plays. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not seen. Like, you got to, like, be looking for it. But, like, he's making it. All my Bama boys are still grimy. Like, I love what Derrick Henry's doing. And, I love Najee. I just love all the Bama boys. Josh and They all do what they do. Robbins is doing good. Brian is out here with the Commanders. So I love all my Bama boys, but I try not to say them as much because people think I'm Homer. But Rashad is playing well, and there's a handful of guys that are doing some things that are special, and it always comes full circle. Eventually, you're going to figure out ways to stop the pass, and then you got to give it back to that guy that was trained to be a killer, 30 times. And, when it gets back to that, it's going to be a lot of fun.
You have a college football award. You're talking about Bama, the Shaun Alexander Freshman of the Year award. Your watch list, I mean, unbelievable going into the season. 2 Alabama freshmen on the list. Ryan Williams might be the best receiver in college football right now. Xavier Brown also on the preseason list. He had the huge play for Georgia. How proud are you of these Bama kids?
Man, just watching them boys play, first of all, I'm always honored that the award is named after me. But then watching these freshmen, they come in with such high hopes, still like, am I good enough to do it? I think I am. And you walk in with that swag, hoping that you are. But watching some of these freshmen on so many teams come in and play at a high level, and I stay in touch with all of them. So I remember, watching Purdue and Miami last year and watching the boys. Yeah, I've been really proud of just even why everybody knows that little Arch Manning with Texas is, oh man, he's gonna be good. It's family, But to actually do it, it's so special. And so just really proud of watching him and then watching the Bama boys, watching the receiver at Ohio State. I just forgot his name now that we're talking, but make that one-handed grab last week.
Jeremiah Smith.
Amazing. That's it. Yeah. So you just got some kids they're making grown men catches and plays now.
When you say kids, Ryan Williams is 17 years old.
I know. When I got to Bama, I remember, and this is family talk, we're going to act like no cameras on here. I was 17 when I got to Bama, and they were like, Shaun, we can't even take you into kiddie clubs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh gosh, that's right. Like, but Gene Stallings was our head coach, and he was like, Shaun, we're probably going to redshirt you. You're just young. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm not even tripping on that. He's like, nah, we need him. Let's go play. And he's still putting in the work, and my redshirt freshman year was phenomenal. It was wonderful. And I was really thankful for it. My program was excellent for me. But this kid to come out and play that well at 17, it's just amazing. People don't even understand the pressure there to play at Bama, but yet to be at prom last year.
Yeah.
And then you're at one of the greatest universities, arguably, unbiasedly, the best football university of all time, and to play at that high level, it's wonderful.
How did they sneak you into the club?
I
know you were going at, really? They were dropping you off at Chuck E. Cheese? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Chuck E. Cheese was so fun in Tuscaloosa,
What a liar. I thought this was family. I thought we were talking real stuff.
I plead the fifth.